I thought I would start off with something fun because 2 days ago was my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me. And it's also close to Valentine's Day. So today we're going to show you the steps that we did to make our Valentine's Day cards. Okay? So a couple weeks ago, I was doing an Outschool class on mixing colors together. So what I had my students do is make ice cubes in red, blue, and yellow. And then we mixed and matched those in little containers to make our primary and secondary colors. So red and yellow, which would mix together and melt to make orange, yellow, yellow and blue, which would make green, blue, and then red and blue, which would make purple. So you'd have all six major colors of the rainbow. I did not make ice cubes for you guys today, but I do have to make some more cards. I'm I need to make the teacher cards for them. So I brought my liquid watercolors, which are can be similar. When I made the ice cubes, I used food coloring, and I put a couple drops into each of the ice cube trays and mixed it up a little bit and froze that. So that's how I did the ice cubes. Let me show you actually real quick how I did it last year, just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. Uh, Here we go. And where am I? Let's see here. I want to make sure I can share the right thing. Um, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. We're going to do this one. Yes, this is the one. Okay, so let me play this one just so I give you an idea of what it is. I'm not going to use sound because I think it has some background music that's not okay on Facebook or on YouTube. So here we go. So see how use little containers this time, but I've also used ice cube containers and a muffin tin, which is what I'm going to use today. So as they melt the colors together, and then you can create things like a rainbow, which we'll be doing today. And I'll show you the finished project in a minute too. Okay, so that's pretty much what we'll be doing. Let me unshare. I'm using cardstock, so um, it's thicker, and I cut my piece of cardstock into 4 pieces. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, um, I could fold it and stuff, but I'm pretty good at eyeballing it. I'll put these together. It's close enough. It's fine. So they made enough for their classmates, but we need to make some for the teachers. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to share this one and I'm going to use my little watercolors. I label the tops. Just because I know these work. So I'm going to squirt a little bit in each one, not a whole lot. I'm going to add some water to make it not so dark. And yellow. And green. So I actually helped my kids do all the rainbow stuff because I was doing it for the class anyway. If I wasn't in the class, I would have them do the rainbow stuff one day and then do all the names another day. We actually did it over the course of a couple weeks because my kids are 7 and 4. They don't have the energy to do 30 cards all at the same time. Okay, I have a little container of water, but I'm going to make it consistent. I'm going to put 5 milliliters in each one. Just use an old medicine stopper. That way, they're kind of consistent. So water it down enough that it won't be so dark and be good color. So one of my students does what's called Friendship Day. They don't call it Valentine's Day. They don't celebrate holidays at all at the school, but they do Friendship Day where you have to bring a homemade card, not store-bought. It has to be a homemade card. Um, and that's going to be this Friday on the 9th, so it's going to be a little bit on the early side. My other daughter actually does Valentine's Day, but I thought, hey, let's just make the same cards for everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm making a couple different ways of doing it. So let's just do traditional rainbow first. Let's see how this turns out. Ooh, that's a nice, like a pink color. That's not as red as the red that I used before. Okay, so this is more of a pink. That's okay. And it's okay if the colors mix a little bit. That was way too much orange. Oh well. Let's do some yellow, some green. Not too much. I need my paper towels. A little bit too watery. I'm used to having the ice cubes, where it's not so much on my um, paintbrush. Oh no, I hope I have room for the purple. We're gonna make enough room. We're gonna stick some purple in here. Ooh, dark purple. Purple food coloring doesn't turn out the best. There's something weird about food coloring. But this purple watercolors did great. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry. So that's number one. It'll be good. Um, I've also made some where I made splatters. Um, I've dyed them. I've put on the tray and I've turned this upside down. My kids don't like these as much, so I'm gonna go with the traditional rainbows. So there's one. I'm gonna put it off to the side here. Well, I'll show you that in a bit. Let's try another one. This one we're going to do vertically. Ooh, okay, we're going backwards in color now because I must have had purple on my card still. This doesn't wash off very well, so let's just keep wiping it. I don't want to mix the colors too much. I actually prefer the food coloring to this because this, I'm having to wipe my brush off to get to the good colors. Otherwise, the colors are going to mix. Oh well. There we go. So this is still very wet. We're going to let this dry, and later on today they can write the uh, teachers' names on it. We're going to put that over here too. Now this one, we're going to do the other direction. So that was up and down. This time we're going to go long ways. Okay, I need my water cup to rinse off a little bit. Where's my water cup? There it is. I got a little bit of water left over in here. We're going to give a little rinse, get that purple out of there. And I'll start with red this time. Okay, so I'm going to go across this time, long ways. Green, blue, purple. I might come back later and splatter some colors on it, but for now I think we'll just leave it like this and then we'll just let it dry. Over here, we're gonna do one more because I made four cards. I divide my paper into fours. So this time we're gonna go diagonally. So I'm gonna start here at the corner with a little bit of red. Let me move this so you can see it better. There. And then I'm gonna do orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Whoa, that purple's sinking in. Yikes. Was gonna pat that down a little bit because that kind of bled into the blue a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. It's rainbow art. And I had all kinds of fun splatters and stuff, but they wanted the rainbow, so we're doing that. So let me bring out the 4 that I did, just so you guys can see the 4 different varieties that I came up with for my daughters. We did diagonal, we did horizontal. These are going to dry very dark. Okay, we did vertical, and we did a rainbow. Okay, so now let me show you what our next step was over here. After we did that, my daughters came up with what they want to write on it. Now, my second grader needs to write her name, something to do with friendship, not lovey-dovey Valentine's Day stuff. It has to be friendship, and then the student's name. So she decided to write the words, "You bring color to my life." So she wrote that on all of them. "You bring color to my life," and her name. She had like 30 of these. So she picked out what variety for them and the names. And then yesterday we went to Dollar Tree and we found some pencils, some packet of pencils, a 12 pack. We've got a couple different kinds of pencils here. So she just taped a pencil on the back of each one, and that's going to be their thing for Valentine's Day. Well, Friendship Day. This is for Friendship Day. My other daughter's 4, and in preschool, they're not supposed to write their friends' names on there, just their name. So for her, that's a lot of words for a 4-year-old, and I didn't want to write any of it. I wanted her to do it. So what she did is she went through my paint splattered ones, and we drew a black heart and then her name. So I drew the heart, well, I dotted it, she traced it, and then she wrote her name on it. We've got some with flowers and some with lions. So she took all like my cool paint splattery ones. This afternoon, she's going to tape pencils on the back of hers, and then they're done. With her class, they said no candy, but please do a party favor. So we got to do party favor. Why not do pencils? We also found these fun poppet pens at the dollar store. So we decided to give these to the teachers. So this was going to be for Victoria's teacher. Esther has a teacher and an assistant in her classroom. So we've got 2 there. And then, of course, I had to buy one for each of the girls. So we ended up getting 5 of these. These were $1.25 each. This was a pack of 12 for $1.25. We also got the collection of like the blue and orange ones. Whatever color, whatever pencils we found, that's what we used. We were going to go for the sparkly ones. This is the only ones we found. So those are our Valentine's Day and Friendship Day cards for this year. Once the new ones dry, they're going to write on those for the teachers and probably do like "You Bring Color to My Life" or a heart, and then we're going to tape one of the fancy pins on it for the teachers. Here's my daughter's 30. Oh no. Oh no. 30 Friendship Day cards. And my other daughter's 11. She has 11 students. So there's 11. Let me know what you're doing in the chat box below. Do you have to do homemade? Can you do store-bought? Did you do homemade? I always enjoy looking to see what other people did. Mine are not Pinterest worthy. They're not artsy fartsy, but my kids loved making them over the course of a month. We painted them, we drew, dried them, we drew a few names at a time, and they had so much fun with them. So these are still drying, and go back to them. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing what you guys do for the February holiday. Bye, everybody. See you later.